This is a Squiz podcast. We're your shortcut to being informed.
Squiz Kids! It's your daily news fix. Fun, free, fresh.
Hello and welcome to Squiz Kids Today, your fresh take on what's happening in the world around you. I'm Bryce Corbett. It's Tuesday, November 15. In Squiz Kids Today, planet's population hits 8 billion. Banksy drops into Ukraine. Tay Tay wins all the trophies and the world's longest beard chain. That's what's making news, kids style.
The lowdown.
Does it seem a little crowded out there today? Maybe you're on the school drop-off and you've noticed there are more cars on the road than usual. Or the train or the bus felt a bit more packed than usual this morning. Maybe the school assembly seemed a bit squishy or the queue for the canteen longer than normal. That could well be because today marks an important milestone in the history of our Earth. It's the day that the world's population ticks over the 8 billion mark. That's to say, as of today, there are 8 billion people living on Earth. That's billion with a B, people. Now that's more people living on our little planet than ever before. More people needing food, shelter, more people exerting pressure on our already fragile environment. So, yeah, it's a milestone that comes with plenty of challenges. But interestingly, while the world's population is projected to keep growing, possibly to reach 10 billion people by the year 2080, there are concerns also that the Earth's population beyond that date could start to decline. According to the United Nations, 60% of us live in countries where the birth rate is below what's called the replacement level, which is to say there aren't nearly as many babies being born around the world as there were 50 years ago. China, for example, which has a population of 1.4 billion people, so more than 1/8 of the world's entire population, is worried about how few babies are being born there. And get this, while some countries are worried that not enough babies are being born, other countries have the exact opposite problem. According to the United Nations, there are 195 countries in the world, but just 8 of them, including Nigeria, Ethiopia, India and the Philippines, will be responsible for half of all population growth by 2050. And you thought it was crowded where you are. Oh, and in the 2 minutes it's taking me to tell you about this news item, approximately 300 people have been born around the world. That's the sound of my mind being blown.
Spin the globe.
Each day we give the world globe a spin and find a news story from wherever it stops. And today we've landed in Ukraine, where the graffiti artist Banksy has been making his mark. Who's Banksy? Only the world's most famous graffiti artist. A person whose identity is secret and who scampers about creating amazing graffiti artworks that captivate the world. His latest efforts include a piece of wall art painted onto a building on the outskirts of the Ukrainian capital of Kiev, which had been bombed by Russian shells. The artwork depicts a gymnast doing a handstand. A second artwork, not claimed by Banksy but believed to be his handiwork, shows a little boy in a judo outfit slamming to the ground a man who resembles Russian President Vladimir Putin. I've stuck a link to the artworks in today's episode notes. Now, Banksy himself never makes any public statements about his work, but the people of Ukraine, now suffering through their 9th month of war, have interpreted the artworks as a show of support from the mysterious and wildly popular street artist.
Pop Culture Corner.
There's just no stopping the Tay Tay Express, as Taylor Swift capped off what has been a remarkable few months by completely dominating the European MTV Awards yesterday. Held in Dusseldorf in Germany and hosted by Kiwi Thor director Taika Waititi and his new wife, former X Factor judge Rita Ora, the awards had Tay Tay up on stage no fewer than 4 times to accept the awards for Best Artist, Best Pop, Best Video and Best Long-Form Video. She's gonna need a new shelf. Nicki Minaj did alright too, with 2 awards, for Best Hip Hop and Best Song. Harry Styles picked up a gong for Best Live Performance, and it wouldn't be a music awards ceremony without the boys from BTS going home with a trophy. And in the least surprising development of the night, BTS won the award for the biggest number of fans. And of course the red carpet was awash with the sort of outfits your parents would never want to see any of you in, which will no doubt make you all want to wear them. This, after all, is the way.
Biggest, furthest, longest.
And today we turn our attention and doff our cap to the gentlemen in Wyoming in the United States who have attempted to set a new Guinness World Record for the longest beard chain. The longest what? Beard chain, my friends. And yes, it's exactly what it sounds like. It's a group of men clipping their beards together to form one continuous chain of facial hair, which I have to say makes me want to vomit. But enough about me. The previous record for a beard chain set in Germany in 2007 was just over 19 metres long. The impressively hairy menfolk in Wyoming managed to create a beard chain that measured 45 metres long. So they smashed that record. The event took place as part of something called the National Beard and Moustache Championships, which quite frankly makes my face itch just thinking about.
Time for the quiz.
This is the part of the podcast where you get to test how well you've been listening. Question number 1. Name the graffiti artist whose work has popped up in war-torn Ukraine. Yeah, that's right, it's Banksy. Question number 2. What milestone figure will the world's population reach today? Yeah, you got it, it's 8 billion. Question number 3. Which singer-songwriter scooped the pool at this year's European MTV Awards? Yeah, that's right, it was Taylor Swift.
Shout-outs.
It's November 15. Today is Steve Irwin Day, celebrating the life of the original crocodile hunter and founder of Australia Zoo. If you've got a little bit of khaki in your wardrobe, wear it today in honour of Steve. It's also a special day for these Squiz kids celebrating a birthday today. Marcus from Bexley, Harley from Caulfield, Steve from Piara Waters, Jim from Adelaide, Gabriella from Brookfield, Tyre from Jules, Oscar from Appin, Sukmanpreet from Marayong, Alyssa from Melbourne, Felix from Darlington, Raisa from Kearns, and Aya, who's from Perth but is currently living in Yokohama, Japan, and also to Emily, who's listening all the way over there in Seoul, in South Korea. And belated birthday shout-outs go to Thomas from Melbourne, Grace from New South Wales, Jenny from Virginia Beach, Zane from Highgate, and Annika from Floreat. And today's classroom shout-outs go to Class 2P and Mrs. Ditchfield at Oxford Falls Grammar School in Sydney, Year 3 Yanaga and Mr. Earnshaw at Appin Public School, Class 6G1 with Miss Jefferson at Annandale State School in Townsville, Year 6 teacher Hannah Bowman at Bradbury Public School, Class 3T and Ms. Taylor at Randwick Public School, who love using Squiz Kids in their reading groups, and finally to Class 3F and Mr. Finn at Holsworthy Public School. And goodbye and good luck to classmate Andrea, who's moving to New Zealand this week. Don't forget, if you've got a birthday coming up and you want a shout out, or if you're after a classroom shout out, drop us a line at squizkids@thesquiz.com.au or fill out the form on our website. Well, that's all we have time for. Thanks for listening to Squiz Kids today. We'll be back again tomorrow. In the meantime, get out there and have a most excellent day. Over and out.